Hey everyone, I am back with another video. I know it's been forever since I've done one. I am working like crazy. I am considered an essential worker, so I have not had a break really this year since this whole craziness started. I'm still working 9 hours a day, nothing has changed. And because my hours have kind of increased, or I guess you could say the days of the week have increased, for me, the days that I work, I've been busier than I've been in a long time. I don't think I ever announced, but I did graduate from college. I did graduate, yay me. I haven't been able to do anything with the degree yet because of all of this that's going on. And my plans were to work in a foreign country, which are put on hold for now. With that out of the way, I figured I would do a video talking about some of my Switch equipment and the things that I've had to do and the things that I'm planning to do soon to fix it. So, problem number one. We have my main Switch here. This is the Animal Crossing Switch that I got earlier this year. This is the Switch body from the Animal Crossing and my old Joy-Cons. So what's special about this is they've had some work done on them. Obviously, when I first bought this was the gray Switch, and so it was not originally this pink. I have done a shell swap on it. I've actually turned in this particular Joy-Con for the drift issue before I switched the shell. I bought this in 2018, the old Switch, and I had that fixed later that year. The shell swap I did in May of 2019, so it's been about a year and a half. It's held up well enough, but the problem now is the right Joy-Con. This analog has been giving me a lot of issues, and the drift is so bad that I just can't play a lot of games that require it for the camera. So, like I said, this one had drift and it was bad, but this is like 3 to 4,000 times worse. The camera spins so horribly on this. I can't play it anymore. And so what I did was I bought analogs to replace this one, thinking that that might fix it and save me from having to buy like another set of Joy-Con. But what was funny was I still had to buy a Joy-Con anyway, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But what I did was I bought analogs to replace this one, and it turns out it comes with two to replace the left one. So I think what I'm going to do is just replace both of them. They're white instead of black, which is the main reason that I want to replace it, because I can't have one black one and one white one. It'll probably look odd, I guess, if I don't have covers. So I'm going to be replacing the analogs pretty soon. Now, with that said, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. You can see it in person really easily. I'm going to take this out of the case. There's something else that's going on, and this one is my fault, actually. When I started, going back to work and working more hours, I was, doing something stupid. And pretty much I used to take notes on my hand. I didn't have paper. And I wrote notes on my hand, and I would wash my hands, and the ink I thought had come off, but clearly it was just smeared. And so when I went to grab my Switch, this is what happened. And you can see all of that purple right here is actually blue ink pen. And that's mainly because this shell that I bought from Extreme Rate is a soft plastic material that really holds on to stains. If you read any of the reviews for the white shells, you'll see many people say that they stain super easily. So, I mean, partially my fault in writing on my hand, partially the material in Extreme Rate's fault for using this type of coating. This is a shiny hard plastic that is coated with a material that is also the same color pink. And what it does is it gives it that soft touch matte finish. And if I tilt this, you should be able to see that shiny part you shouldn't be seeing. If you look at the main part, I can tilt this all I want and you don't see any light reflecting harshly like that. Here you can see down this line, and if I turn it, you can kind of see where it has completely peeled, and that's from using it in handheld mode like I always do. So because of that, I've decided I'm already going to open these Joy-Cons to replace the analogs. I might as well do a shell swap. So I bought a new shell from Extreme Rate. This is not going to be the plastic that is on here now. It's not the soft touch. It's going to be a hard, shiny plastic that is tinted. It is like the atomic purple, but in pink. So it will be a different color, and you'll be able to see the insides. That's fine. It comes with some colorful buttons. I think I'm going to go with white. I'd already bought white buttons a long time ago and did not feel like opening this again. But because I'm going in here for this analog again, I'm switching it all out. So it'll have white analogs, white buttons, and we'll have that clear pink shell. So I said that I was going to fix this because I did not want to buy another set of Joy-Con, but it turns out I had to buy Joy-Con anyway. And here's why. When I purchased this Switch, which, like I said, this is my main Switch, and it is the one that I have all of my, I have my Nintendo account, my online pass, like all of that is on this Switch. I took my old Switch, which I was going to sell, and she did not buy it. My friend did not buy it in the end. I still have that, so I thought, why not just take it and, hack it and put some custom firmware on it and see what kind of fun we can have. So I did that. But now I find myself actually using that Switch, and the only Joy-Cons that I have for that Switch are the ones that came with the Animal Crossing body. So on my second Switch, I actually have the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons. To say it simply, the Animal Crossing body has old Switch Joy-Cons, and the old Switch body has the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons. The problem is I don't want the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons to have the same problem that these do, with the drifting being so horrible on this right one and needing to be repaired, that left one. So I ended up buying another set. Boom. And this was $87 or so, with tax from GameStop, because they're the only people that had it, and I really wanted the purple, and I wanted the Wario set. This is what I call it, right? I wanted the Wario set, and I was like, I never had different color Joy-Cons. They've always been the same, so I got the Animal Crossing one, and I kind of like the look of it, so I said, why not? We'll just get these. So this is has not been opened yet, as you can see from the seal. I will open this and put these Joy-Cons will go on the Animal Crossing body. These old Joy-Cons will go on the old Switch body, and then the the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons will go back in the box. I might end up trading in one of my Switches at some point, and technically the only one I can trade would be the Animal Crossing, because it's the only one that I haven't actually tampered with or opened. And so, that being the case, I want the Joy-Cons to be in perfect condition, no smudges, no dirt marks, no spots, and no drift. That being the case, I need a third set, because I don't want to use a set that came with the Animal Crossing one. That's the first problem, right? So, the next problem, okay, is my Pro Controller. So, this is my Pro Controller. I don't use it as much as most people probably use theirs. I've had this since I bought the original Switch in February 2018, and it's gotten decent use, but not too much. I play certain games only on TV, like I don't know, I can't think of it now, but I do play a few games on my TV, but mostly I play handheld. Mostly multiplayer games end up getting played with this controller because I'm playing with other people on the TV. This has not gotten much use in the last year. Very easily I can say it's been a year since it's gotten heavy usage. I play handheld on my Switch about 98% of the time. The other 2%, when I actually record gameplay, I hook it up to an Elgato on my desktop, and so I'm using this controller. The problem is the left analog. So if you look it up, people have an issue with the left analog not registering it up, a full tilt up, and it causes the character to walk, not run, when an animation is available. And I've had this issue. I discovered it when I was playing multiplayer Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I could not run with my character. He would constantly walk, and I was like, what is going on? I went and tried to do the calibration test and all that other stuff, and it showed up fine, but in any game it does not work. It will work in menus because you don't have to actually hold up to go fully up. Tilting it slightly in a direction will give you what you need to get through menus, but in actual gameplay it does not work. Left, right, and down work just fine, and up here works just fine on the D-pad. I do not want to buy another one of these. This is another $60. I already spent $87 on this. Okay, I don't want to spend another $60. So what I did was I bought this. This is the 8-bit Was it 8-bit though? Yeah. This is the 8-bit though USB wireless adapter, and this is what will allow you to use any wireless controller on your Nintendo Switch in docked or handheld mode. And handheld mode is really just for the Nintendo Switch Lite, but yeah, you can use it with the regular Switch in handheld mode. And I bought this because I said, you know what, I am not going to spend $60 something on a new Pro controller. I would rather use a controller that I already have in my house. So the controller that I've been using lately has been this. This is my PC controller. This is what I have been using for about 2 years, I think. This was a present from my brothers. This is the Xbox One Minecraft Pig Edition controller, and works great. I use this on PC every day. Have not had an issue with, like, no matter what game I'm playing, whether it's a platformer, a visual novel, or a shooter, I've had no issue getting through this. I play a lot of Paladins, but there's no issue with this controller whatsoever. So that being the case, and I love the weight of this controller, and the Xbox has had my favorite controller since the 360. I've been in love with the weight and feel and shape ergonomics of this controller. So I said, you know what, I already use this anyway, let's use this on my Switch. So I bought this, which cost me about $16. It was on sale. There was like a coupon or something, so I didn't pay $20. It was like $16 and some change. And this works amazingly. So far, I have not been able to find a way to use the capture feature that is on the Pro controller. This button here, have not been able to find that, but everything else works great. So this is going to be your minus button, this is plus, this is home, and everything else works as expected. This is a really good controller. It hooks up perfectly, and it can also turn your console on and off. Or not on and off, but it can wake your console from sleep mode, as long as the dongle is still plugged in to the console or to the dock. So it's true that I have this solution and it works just fine. I would, however, prefer to just use this because I don't have to worry about having this hanging out of the Switch or taking it everywhere I go. So much like the analogs that I bought for my Pro controller, the analogs that I bought for the Joy-Cons, I've now purchased analogs for these. Now, interestingly, unlike these, where the analogs actually have ribbons that are connected to plug in, these do not. This is literally a plastic cap. And it's kind of hard to see, but it's literally a plastic cap that sits in here and rotates on top of it. So it's like when I purchased it, I actually did not purchase the full thing. I just purchased this top part here. And I would have to open the entire controller to put that in, which is fine. You know, I'm not going to complain about that. If it'll save me, you know, from having to carry something extra with me, or you know, end up buying another Pro controller and spending $65, then, you know, spending it was $9.99. Spending $9.99 on some analog caps is fine. Plus, I got white, so it'll match my buttons. That's pretty much, I think, the main issues I've had. I'm looking around to make sure I haven't forgot one, but that's the main issues I've had. For a long time, until I bought the Wario Joy-Cons, I literally had no full way to play comfortably on my Switch because Pro controller analog on the left hand side wasn't working, right Joy-Con wasn't working, so I wasn't really able to get the full experience out of it using my main Switch. I'm hoping that, you know, one way or the other I can fix that, and it looks like I will have a little bit of work ahead of me. So the next time you all see this controller here at this console, you will definitely notice that this is not going to be pink. There'll be this set of Joy-Cons, and when I do the video, the next video I'm recording is actually a person asked about my entire Nintendo collection. I figure I can show off both Switches, and you'll notice that it will not be pink like this. It will be that clear plastic dark pink kind of color. For now, that's all I have to say in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, if you have, you know, anything you want to ask about how I did this, videos that I found, materials I used, I have links in the description for that kind of thing. So Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.